So this next topic is transforming the patient digital front door to healthcare using AI. And our speaker for this topic is Menon with the company Avaamo, founder and CEO of Avaamo, an advanced multimodal generative AI platform empowering global enterprises to automate and deliver outstanding self-service experiences across HR, IT service desks, and customer service for leading global companies. Avaamo has quietly built an outstanding and rare AI company, a company that's profitable sans drama and hype, supporting some of the world's largest enterprises, facilitating over 5 billion interactions annually in 114 languages in 2023. The journey has just begun. Welcome our speaker, Menon.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope I won't put you to sleep, but there's a lot of exciting things that people are talking about the future. I'm here to talk about the present of AI, right? So a little plug for Avaamo. Avaamo is a multimodal generative AI company. We do autonomous agents for usually the world's largest companies. So whether it's Intel, 170,000 employees, 14 languages, or Volkswagen's distributors globally, or Cartier's customer service, or Porsche's customer service. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about something I feel personally is the biggest issue for most of us in America. Something as simple as getting your healthcare service. And AI is really knocking at the front door. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that. But before that, it's kind of time to celebrate. Most of you probably know Dennis Wasabi's David Baker received the Nobel Prize. And for all of us in the AI community, this is the first time that you're seeing this mix of AI, machine learning, and natural sciences to get a Nobel. And it's certainly not going to be the last time, right? And it's just amazing. And they work at a company right down the street from here. So I think it's something to celebrate. Some of you may know protein folding is the future, right? And the effect of that on humanity is probably years and years to come for drug discovery, new ways of looking at super bugs, and so on. So, there's going to be more Nobels for AI. And as we revel and bask in the fact that AI is getting Nobels, my simple question is, what about the appointment you've been trying to schedule for a month? Right? It's a simple, mundane question. And this is what we all go through, right? In a recent poll from the American Academy of Physicians, 31% of adults, basically 1/3, and most of the people in this room probably, it takes too long to get an appointment. Why is that? Why does it take so long to get an appointment, right? And this is the patient experience, right? You go log into a portal, you drop a voicemail, you miss the voicemail coming, you miss the person, then after that you get an appointment, then you kind of go visit the physician, now you can do it remotely, thank God. Then, and on it goes. You get lab orders, you got to print them out even in this time. Then you got to get a lab appointment, which is a month later. Then you got to wait another 6 weeks to get an appointment with your doctor. And on it goes. And we're all familiar with this, right? We just take it for granted. That's the torture we just accept, right? With the result that 65% of adults say managing and coordinating, just managing and coordinating the simple thing is just overwhelming. And I can give you more and more stats, but this is just like obvious. How is AI going to fix it? And it is. So a lot of people have been talking about, you'll hear a lot of VCs in the Valley. Fortunately, none of them finance or fund my company. But most people will tell you, right, we're going to replace doctors. Well, we're not going to replace doctors, but my mission is to make the experience better. So let's delve into that. So let's break this up, right? Okay, I gave you that relatively complicated, like patient experience from a healthcare system. As a technology guy, let's just make this simple, right? So when you break up the components, there's this whole discovery, scheduling, finding, and then there's the billing, the real stress now about how much is out of pocket, right? And then there's the medication and refills, and then there's test results. So essentially, as an engineer, when you break up that very complicated diagram that I showed you, it's just breaks up into 4 modules. How do you automate these modules? How do you make this easy? So here it is today. The new healthcare workforce for the patient journey. And these are not humans. These are the agents that will help you to get the job done. And I'll tell you how we are doing this. Last year, we did 250 million journeys. So let's start with discovery. What happens today? You go to some online thing and look at some reviews. You find a doctor, Google the doctor. You find the clinic, You Google how near or far the clinic is, and then you start calling, right? Now, the problem with scheduling is it's entirely dependent who's on the shift that day. The sophistication of the IVR or the phone system at your clinic or your doctor's clinic, and basically a whole bunch of random things like when did you call in the morning? Now, here's something that's going to really astonish you. The American Association of Physicians says scheduling is a $150 billion problem. All right? So let me break that up to you. Scheduling a doctor's appointment is losing more money for all of us and the healthcare systems than all the pharma companies' research budgets. So the entire health system loses $150 billion a year. So you think, why? Well, the reason is it's really difficult to schedule. And then, life's busy. You want to reschedule? You don't even want to call. Screw it, That's a problem. Because when you don't, then the health system or the provider, the billable rate is probably $500 for your appointment. The actual revenue is half that, right? So for a health system in the Silicon Valley area, the CEO of the health system told me an average of 3 appointments is a no-show. A day. And they have 300 clinicians. So now you get why it's a $150 billion problem, right? So Let's talk to Grace.
I'm Grace, a patient scheduling assistant. May I confirm that I'm speaking with Ryan Farr? Could you please provide your medical ID for authentication purposes?
Yeah, hi, this is Ryan Farr. My medical ID is 743682.
Thank you, Mr. Farr. I've successfully authenticated you. I see you have a referral to see an orthopedic doctor. Would you like to schedule an appointment?
Yeah, Tuesday around 1 or Wednesday around 1 would be the best if possible.
Let's see what we have available. I can check for either Tuesday around 1 p.m. or Wednesday around 1 p.m. for your appointment. Which day would you prefer I look for first?
I prefer Tuesday if possible. Sooner the better.
I'll prioritize Tuesday around 1 p.m. for you. Let me check availability. It looks like we have a slot open for Tuesday at 1 p.m. with the orthopedic doctor.
Perfect.
Should I go ahead and book that for you?
Please do.
Your appointment has been scheduled for Tuesday at 1 p.m. with the orthopedic doctor. Is there anything else you'd like to ask or confirm? Maybe about the hospital or your visit?
You're very thorough. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna probably be eating at the hospital cafeteria. Is there any vegan options?
Yes, there are plenty of vegan options available at the hospital cafeteria. Would you like me to contact the cafeteria for more details, or would that be enough for now?
It is enough for now. Is there any wheelchair access to wherever my appointment is?
Yes, the office for your orthopedic appointment is fully wheelchair accessible. If you have any other questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask.
Nope. I'm all good. Thank you, Grace. That was wonderful.
All right. So before I go to the next one, is there anything you guys noticed? One or two things anybody wants to? Yes?
They had an appointment available within a week, not 6 months or...
Good catch. Good catch. But as a lot of engineers in the room, what you'll see here, I was listening to, data sets, LLMs, latency, and all those things. And what you see is an amalgamation of all those things, right? All brought together to deliver an experience. That voice, you look at how the technology, that's a product called Avaamo Voice, but tonality, cadence, all these things now make the experience actually doable, right? So the second part of this, which is still there, now this, what I did is I actually recorded, that was an actual customer, one of my customers, an actual recording. So what you'll see is a latency. I mean, not using NVIDIA chips. So, so the cluster, like that latency is probably the last thing we got to fix. Because it's a little, so earlier it used to be like, ooh, long time, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. That didn't work. That wasn't human. So the technology is moving at light speed, right, in the last 18 months to deliver an experience right now that's almost human, that's almost doable. If we fix the latency and add another cluster of H100s, we'll be good. Now, what is the problem? Hold on, I'll just finish. Why is this so cool? There's only one reason. It saves money. So think about this. These calls are not going to India or the Philippines, right? They're happening here. So for a healthcare system, you pick up the phone, it's $20. It's somebody answering in Colorado Springs or Stockton. And now we do it for 2 cents. So that's the business value, right? Now you think about 1 million calls at $20 a call and you do it for 2 cents, now we're talking. So that's kind of where we are today. A $150 billion problem, which typically costs 20 bucks a call, is down to 2 cents. That's the future of the business value of AI. You had a question? Sorry? Well, you could do that too. I'm just showing you the voice. We do it all digital too. So now comes the second part of our experience, that we're all kind of, the stress around, oh my God, I went, now how much am I going to pay? And think about what happens. Usually, you call somebody in the doctor's office. They don't know. And then you call your healthcare provider. Good luck with that, right? 20 minutes on hold. And then after the 20 minutes on hold, what happens? They'll tell you, you should wait for your EOB. Some doctors here may know what that is. It's called explanation of benefits, which usually comes 2 months later, right? So many hospitals in the country, and I'll talk about some of them, Johns Hopkins, Massachusetts General, which is a teaching hospital for Harvard, have moved to this model.
Hello, Ryan. How can I help you with your billing or insurance today?
Hi, I recently saw my orthopedic doctor for my swollen hand. They took some x-rays and I'm trying to figure out how much I need to pay after insurance. I'm kind of confused.
I can help with that. Let me check your visit on October 10th with Dr. Thompson. The total charges are $500 for the consultation and x-rays. After your insurance, your out-of-pocket cost is $420.
That's more than I expected. Quickly, do you know why it's so high?
You've met $600 of your $1,000 deductible, which means the remaining $400 is applied to this bill. You also have a 20% coinsurance on the amount after the deductible, which is $20. Plus, you've already paid your $30 copay, so your total responsibility is $450. Since you've paid the copay, your balance is $420.
Okay, I'm still confused. Can I set up a payment plan for that?
Absolutely. We offer payment plans over 3, 6, or 12 months with no interest.
Okay, you get the drift, right? But here's the interesting thing. There's all this information, those of you who know healthcare, is sitting in their revenue and billing system. It's not like it's not there. It is there with the provider. So what you're seeing here is the engine, the Avaamo's engine, is picking up that information, right? Doing the compute, right, in real time, and then delivering it using a generative AI model to whoever will ask. And then based on the choices you're making in the conversation, hey, I'll pay it right away, and I'll offer a payment, method, or in some cases, you want a payment plan, and it's a domain-based model, so it'll provide a response that is, commensurate with what the person wants, because there could be a lot of permutations and choices. Now, why is this important? The typical time for a healthcare system to actually get paid is 97 days, right? And in some healthcare systems on the East Coast, it goes as far as 180 days. So when you talk to the revenue people in a large healthcare system, that's like money. Millions and millions of dollars not being paid. So if you're able to now, so what I'm trying to tell you is that this is a lot more than LLMs. This is a lot more than how to do RAG, right? This is a lot more than what is the data set. Can you really push the business? Can you really save money or make money? And so the primary reason this use case is being deployed is health systems get paid faster. Okay, now we come back to the poor patient, us. This is one of the most expensive parts of the servicing of a healthcare person, right? Medication refills. It's usually done by nurse practitioners, and a typical call is $40. The amount of time to actually execute a medication refill is minimum 3 to 4 tries, right? So think about the time elapsed, right? And so we are deploying medication assistants. And medication assistants now have the diagnostic information as well as the prescription information from Epic, which is the EHR, the electronic health record system, mushes it together.
Hello, Ryan. How can I assist you with your medications today?
Hi, I just saw my orthopedic doctor, and she prescribed me some medication for my swollen hand. Can I get this prescription?
Absolutely. Let me check your prescriptions. I see that Dr. Williams prescribed you meloxicam 15 milligrams, which is for inflammation. Would you like me to send this prescription to your preferred pharmacy?
Yes, please.
Great. Your preferred pharmacy is Central Pharmacy on Oak Street. Is that still
Oh,
convenient
no,
for you?
no, no. It's East Side Pharmacy on Maple Street.
Got it. I've updated your preferred pharmacy to East Side Pharmacy on Maple Avenue. I've sent your prescription for meloxicam to them. Would you like the pharmacy's contact information and hours?
No, I know where it is. Thanks.
No, you're welcome. Your prescription should be ready for pickup this afternoon. I'll notify you as soon as it's ready.
So there you go, right? Now what you noticed over here is enterprises can choose their voice. Nice perky voice, serious prescriptive voice, right? So that's the issue. That's very different from what you saw earlier about creators or how people want, a voice generation. Enterprises are very careful. There's a compliance part of this. There is a HIPAA part of this. So the customization is very, very different, right? And then we go to the last part, right? Which is test results. The bane of most of us, because you've now got to interact with 3 people: the nurse practitioner, the place you went for test results, and then your doctor. So here's an example of what we do. This is actually for Johns Hopkins.
How can I assist you today?
Hi, I'd like to check the results from my hand x-rays.
Certainly. I see you had x-rays of your right hand taken on October 15th due to swelling. Would you like me to read the radiologist's summary?
Yeah, please.
The radiologist's report indicates there are no fractures or dislocations. However, there's significant soft tissue swelling consistent with a severe sprain. Dr. Mitchell has prescribed anti-inflammatory medication to help reduce the swelling. Do you want details about the medication?
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
You're prescribed ibuprofen 800 milligram tablets. The instructions are to take 1 tablet every 8 hours with food for the next 7 days. Be sure to drink plenty of water and avoid taking it on an empty stomach to reduce the chance of stomach upset. Do you have any questions about this medication?
No, that makes sense. I was wondering if I could, update my emergency contact information.
Of course. Your current emergency contact is listed as Emily Farr at 555-123-4567. What changes would you like to make?
Update it to, Mark Farr, my brother. His number is 555-987-6543.
All right, I'll stop there because there's some interesting things happening here which we can talk about from the technology standpoint, right? So what you're seeing here is the ability. So this is not happening through an OpenAI API, okay? Because there are certain medication protocols. Each hospital system has a different one. So that is proprietary data. And then you've probably heard in the generative AI world, summarization, right? And what you're seeing here is something very, very specific, healthcare summarization. That is basically governed by regulatory capture. So you can't get it wrong. There is no 99%. It's got to be 100% every time, right? So there's a lot of very interesting things that are happening there that are very different from a developer going off and buying a few tokens and just building a little play app. This is serious stuff, right? Especially because of the regulatory part. And if I get it wrong, the healthcare system and I could both get sued. So this is very, very different from what's going on, and it's not the future. It's happening right now, and many of the American healthcare systems, the largest ones. So why AI agents matter, and one of you asked about this. Hey, we use a digital portal. True, but 90% of patients across the United States still want to do voice. That's why I showed you voice. So that's what we do. That's the future of patient journey. That's the future and the present of healthcare. As these kind of agents proliferate and start automating more and more and more things. And to give you a sense of the present, right? We schedule 1.5 million appointments, right? This year, and the year is not over. And we did 200 million unique journeys last year, 2024. So people are using it. This is not the first generation where, oh, it's got an ugly chatbot, I don't want to use it. This is the third generation of AI, right? So this is where we are today. I'll stop here. Pretty much, powers some of the largest hospitals in the country, Duke, St. Luke's, Mount Sinai, UC Health, Yale, so on and so forth. So, so far so good as a technology, and they wouldn't be using it if their members didn't like it, right? So we're happy with that. It's always good when you're able to build this. See, the interesting thing is that neither you as a patient, as a harried patient, or the healthcare provider cares about H100 chips or RAG or what the latency is. They just simply want to get the job done. And if you can do it in a nice way and deliver an experience, there are people willing to go with it. So that's what we do, and that's the future, present and future of healthcare. Thank you.